Probe the Act on Deepstuff Radio. Hello. I'm Emmy Hikins, your host. Welcome to Probe the Act, a show where we get to dig into the lives of the people behind the music you hear here on Deepstuff Radio, where the artist tells us a bit more about who they really are. Ooh, that sounds scary. That's my evil laugh, by the way, in case you're guessing. Thank you and welcome to the show.
Right, welcome to Probe the Act on Deepstuff Radio with Emmy Hikins and our lovely guest in the studio, a singer and a songwriter, Trevor Gear. I know you're a Crystal Palace supporter, but are you from London?
Yes, I am from London originally.
Right, brilliant.
A place called Tulse Hills in the south of London.
Right, brilliant. So this is Trevor Gear from London. So Trevor, can you tell us what got you started in music?
Well, I started in music actually when I was very young. I used to go to my nan's and pick out tunes on her piano. I'm told when I was 3, I could pick out the melody lines, and over the next few years I effectively taught myself the chords, progressing really from a very young age still to learning the guitar myself, and the drums. So yes, I'm very much a self-taught musician.
Yeah.
And I can play, the bass guitar, the guitar, the keyboards, piano, drums, etc. So yes, I started at a very young age.
Wow. That comes handy. That comes in very handy because you mentioned that, because I only introduced you as a singer and a songwriter, so you're also a musician. Have you ever been in a band?
Yes, I have. Going back probably 20 years, and for some years before that. I mean, in my teenage years, we got together. That's my cousin, one of my brothers, and then a couple of others, and we had a band called Stonewall Convention. Mm-hmm. I remember we used to play at a few weddings and school dances and things like that. I was the bass player, and we progressed into quite a nice, tight little outfit, really. After that, I used to play in a trio, 3 of us, keyboard, guitar, bass, and we did various functions, nothing too salubrious, if you like, but we were doing that probably for 4 or 5 years. More recently, I've played with a lady friend who's an excellent country singer. And we've done a few sort of local sort of social clubs, pubs, but that goes back a year or so now.
Yeah.
And so that's really my history of being in bands with others.
Wow, that's great. It's great when you're also able to perform as a musician. It's
absolutely.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. So when you was in this band, what was your role?
Well, I was the bass player in the original band, the Stonewall Convention, and I also used to. That's when I began songwriting, really, in my teens. And some of our songs I wrote with my cousin. But generally, I did write some of the songs. That said, we mostly played contemporary stuff at the time, really, from the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Who, things like that. So we didn't predominate on my songs. But I started writing, as I say, in my early teens, and I've never stopped. I've always enjoyed creating music, writing my own stuff.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah. So what were your ambitions then?
Well, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, and I've never lost my ambition to get some success from my songs. Yeah. Nowadays, to be honest, I don't really think of myself primarily as a performer, although I love an audience. I always have done. Yeah. But no, I see myself more concentrating on the writing side. Right. As I say, I've written for many years, and I do have a lot of songs, some of which I passionately believe would be successful commercially if they were given a proper hearing by a wider public, if you like.
That's true.
I'm sure lots of people, lots of songwriters, singers, etc., have the same self-belief, and I think it's important to have that self-belief. Yeah. But I think I've always had a good ear for music, for good songs, whether it's fairly mainstream stuff,
yeah,
or even not so mainstream.
Yeah.
And I just do believe with the themes I put into my songs, that they could be, a lot of people will identify with those themes. So I do passionately believe there is success if only I can get noticed by somebody who says, yeah, that's really great, we want that song.
Yeah.
And take it from there. So that's probably my ambition, to have my songs recognised, either my own versions of them, or yes, if somebody established were to come along and say we'd like to record that song,
yeah,
of course I'd be jumping up and down with excitement.
Yeah, that'd be great, yeah. So we're going to take a short break now. Please don't go away. You're listening to Probe the App on Deepstuff Radio with Emmy Hikins and Trevor Gay, all the way from London. He's a singer and a songwriter and also a musician. We're back shortly. Please don't go away.